Most creators use AI wrong. They avoid it, fear it, or prompt their way into generic content at scale. But the truth is, it's not the AI. It's the 5 hidden myths they still believe. In this video, I will break down each myth one by one, and I will show you how we flip them inside CCGG, my online community, so that we can create content that's original, converts, and still sounds like you. If you're using AI to write, but your content feels off, or it doesn't bring results, this video will change how you use AI. Here's what we will do. We will look at 5 common myths, and I will show you how we turn those myths into advantages. I've used AI to create content daily for the past 29 months, and inside my CCGG online community, we don't just use AI, we use it to think better, move faster, and scale smarter. So if you want content that sounds like you, sells like you, and drives action from the right people, let's dive in. Myth number 1, AI will make my content generic and kill my voice. The problem is most people use the wrong AI tools to begin with. Either they use ChatGPT, Claude, or whatever large language model. And the problem with large language model is that they are generic and they use generic knowledge, generic styles, boring styles because they have been trained on so much boring content to begin with. Or some other, they want blunt, what I call blunt AI automation, which is basically all these fancy N8N or Meg.com automated workflows you can see. Problem here is that there is no human in the loop most of the case, and they are leveraging basic AI agents or general large language model, which means they are doing their stuff, and at the end you got something that is just generic, just copying templates or stuff like this, and that's boring content. And finally, there are the fancy writing AI tools like Jasper and all that stuff. That's pretty much the same. This is just general large language model plus generic templates with nice looking user interface. And so, yeah, of course, you get not very good content and definitely not a content that reflects your voice. There is another issue, okay? First issue is the tool you're using. The second issue is what you feed the tool with, okay? Wrong inputs. This is something I saw so many times. Either you're using templates to craft your content or you're using poor written prompt and doing back and forth prompting, feeding the AI with very generic inputs because you're not using the right frameworks, most likely. So that's the problem. So what you can do instead, first you can start with good marketing, which means using the right frameworks to make some target avatar profiling, define your unique positioning, define clearly the offer and what the offer is providing customers with, what kind of outcomes, and also using content frameworks, like the step-by-step frameworks you can use to craft a good Twitter thread, a good LinkedIn post, a good YouTube video, for instance. And these are not templates, by the way. So that's one point. The other one is you can, of course, use better AI tools. And by better, I mean simpler, cheaper, but more effective. And these are custom GPTs. You can use teams of custom GPTs, specialized custom GPTs. If you don't know what custom GPTs are, basically this is large language model as the engine, and then you twig it with specific knowledge base and specific system prompt that will guide the execution. And optionally, you can give them some tools as well, which mean API calls. It's a bit more tricky, a bit more techy, and you don't need that for most content creation processes done with GPTs, okay? And finally, you're using strong marketing frameworks to do the fundamentals of marketing, to be sure that your content is on point, talking to the right people, presenting your stuff in a unique manner, and triggering some next action you want to make them take, typically click on your stuff and consume your stuff, or even buy your offer or take your freebie, whatever. So strong fundamentals, right AI tools, custom GPTs, these are the best. Simpler, easier, cheaper, and more specific if they are equipped with the right system prompt, right knowledge base. And finally, feed them with the right inputs. Give AI the right context, the right information that really reflect who you are, who you're targeting, what you offer, your unique take on whatever topic you want to make content about. That's key. And guess what? Can be a bit boring or require some effort if you do it manually, but you can use GPTs to create the right inputs for the next GPT that will do the content for you. Okay. If I have to give you an example to nail the fundamentals of marketing for good content, what we do in CCGG, in my community, we have this module from ID to high converting offer. And basically, we have several GPTs to do several part of this framework. We have a GPT to refine a niche. We have a GPT to do the avatar profiling. This is this GPT, Insight Architect, this one. And we have the same for offers, for unique positioning. This one is for unique positioning, unique selling proposition GPT, and offer as well. And working a bit with these custom GPTs, ensure that you have the fundamentals strong, so that then after you can feed AI with the right inputs, and the AI can use specific information to craft unique content for you, especially if the GPTs in charge of content creation are equipped with the right frameworks to create content. Platform-specific framework, I mean. Typically, something I teach also in the community to create inputs faster, and this is one of the AI tools I'm using the most daily. You can create what I call the AI growth engine. So that's a specific framework that you can use to create a custom GPT or a ChatGPT project that will knows everything about your business. So this is where I teach the frameworks and I give the 5 templates as well as a custom instruction you should use in the project or in the custom GPTs. And that's where you can create this stuff here, like this guy here. That's my AI growth engine. See it as a project in ChatGPT that has specific knowledge file about everything about my business. Okay, all the fundamentals I was talking about before: attractive character, unique selling proposition, my offer, my funnel, my ideal customer profile, my different target avatars, because I have several, my strategy, my overall strategy for my business, how I acquire customer, how I convert them, how I nurture them, how I ascend them, etc. Some limiting belief and some strategic consideration, etc. And I'm doing just a lot of things like generating, like you can see all that. These are chat sessions for work related to my offer, to my business, to my community. And so basically I'm using this guy, this AI growth engine to generate inputs. And of course, you don't have to use a project. You can use a custom GPT. And of course, I have the same, really same as the project, as the project I just showed you, but it's a custom GPT. That's this one, CCGG AI Assistant V3 2025. It has the very same knowledge. System prompts is a bit different, and I can use it. In a different manner. Okay, the ChatGPT project I will use on ChatGPT to work. The custom GPT I can use on different chat session workflow. I can call several AI assistants in the very same chat, so that I can have a workflow done inside ChatGPT. Or what I can do as well is turn that into an assistant API. Basically, it's an assistant I can call using API, using OpenAI assistant API. So I can put them in a automated workflow. It goes beyond what I want to show in this video, but just to explain why I can do both: a project, ChatGPT project inside ChatGPT, or custom GPT. And of course, I have heard many people saying, yeah, AI writes in a bad manner. I've seen people say, yeah, Claude writes better than ChatGPT. Yeah, it's more or less true. In any case, you can mimic any style, either in ChatGPT or in Claude or even in Grok or even in DeepSeek, whatever large language model. You can teach a large language model to write like you by giving instructions and example. And typically what I do, I have this guy here, Mimic GPT, which is a GPT that can mimic the style of any writings I submit. Okay, I can submit any writing from a creators, and it will just create instruction about the style with examples, so that a GPT or a ChatGPT or whatever large language model can just write like this. Okay, of course you can prompt as well. You can find contents you like and put them in generic ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT to mimic that. But here with this GPT, it's way easier. I don't need to back and forth prompting, and also I can create some specific style description I can put inside AI assistants. I want to use the style. Okay. Another trick, if you're using Claude, as a matter of fact, in Claude you can use styles here. Okay. There are pre-installed styles, formal, explanatory, etc. Or you can do your own. For instance, that's my Darren Viner style, okay? And if I show you what is inside, basically, if I use style, I can edit style here. I can edit style here. It's not very, I don't like the interface here. It's not straightforward. Okay, I can edit style and I can, for this thing, it's there. I can edit manually, and this is the description of my style. Okay, it's a simple one. It's working fine. I'm happy with this. But definitely what I could do, I could, if you like, for instance, you have some writings you wrote, some, I don't know, social media posts or blog articles or anything you've written in which reflects your style, you can pass it through this one. Where is it? Oh, I cannot find it. Where is my Mimic GPT? Oh, it's there. You can pass it through the Mimic style GPT, and then boom, you have like the description of your style, and you can just create a new style in Claude if you're using Claude, and you're good to go. And then each time you want to write something with your own style, you can just select the right style, which is there, here, use style, select the right style, like mine, for instance, and then you're good to go. It will write your style. Okay. Simple trick, just to show you how you can use GPTs, Mimic style, and then put that in a large language model, in ChatGPT, or in the knowledge base of custom GPT, or even in Claude, selecting the right style. And I wonder if in Grok you cannot do the same as well. Let's check it. I'm pretty sure in Grok you can do the same. Not using that much Grok. I'm using just for... No, you cannot do it. No, I think you cannot do it. Not yet, but they will put it. I mean, Grok, they're copying everybody, so should be able to do it very soon. Anyways, you can still start Grok and then paste in the chat session the style you want Grok to use, and Grok will apply that. Because large language model, they are really good at mimicking and copying stuff. Okay, very bad at coming up with interesting ideas, original ideas, or logical argumentations. Not that good at doing this, by the way, but copying, yeah, they are good. Myth number 2, AI content doesn't convert. Well, if it doesn't convert, it's first and foremost because your content suck. It's because you're using the wrong tool, or not feeding the right inputs, or not applying the right marketing frameworks, proven content or marketing frameworks. So that's why your content is just generic, boring, and because you're just using large language model, basic ChatGPT or whatever other large language model. And also sometimes you're just seeking virality. But the problem, if you try, like typically, or like what people do, they find some viral content, and then they just take that, put this in ChatGPT, give few instruction, and then try to copy that with whatever they have in mind, and then they post that. Problem with this is most of the time viral content are not very good, very high converting content. Why? Because people, they consume it. They are not, this viral content, they are made for triggering stuff in the brain, so that you consume this, like you check because there's some curiosity or whatever. It's not providing any value, so it doesn't trigger you to look for more. Okay, you have your dopamine hit, and that's it, and you don't need to do anything else. Whereas good content create desire, create awareness of a problem, the desire of a solution, of an outcome, etc. And so to get your dopamine hit, you need to turn what you've just discovered into a practical solution you can implement. Okay, that's why you will click on the stuff and take the freebie or take the offer. Okay, because it created a gap, made you aware of the problem you have, made you want some solution to this problem, and then create a gap saying, yeah, if you want a solution, just click there. Okay. And that's the second problem. Your content may suck, but also your content may lack a conversion strategy, inexistent conversion strategy. And so what you can do instead to crush this myth is use first and foremost, once again, everything is it's tied to and related to good fundamentals. Okay, so use proven marketing frameworks, plus use right inputs, use right tools. So now right tools, custom GPTs, right input. You can use proven framework, leverage custom GPTs to give you the right inputs. And then, of course, the right conversion strategy, which means you can see content at the front end, and then the conversion happens in the back end after they watch the content. Okay, and so you should engineer the conversion path. They see content, get a good CTA, drive them to a lead magnet, or sometimes directly to the offer. Freebie are working fine. And then when they take the freebie, most of the time you have an email, or if they raise up to the content, you can use DM. So you can, start a conversation with them using email or using DM and drive them to the offer, or whatever is the next conversion step. Can be a call, can be an offer, can be a front-end offer. And then, of course, you can either sell directly, or you can have emails as well. You can nurture them using emails and DM to just see if they are a good fit and make them aware that they are a good fit and this is the solution they need, and then they can buy it. Okay. And so you do this with the right tools and the right strategy and the right frameworks, basically. And that's why I like to use teams of custom GPTs to do this. Team of custom GPTs to work on the content. My way of doing this, I avoid using one GPT that does everything. Even if with the models, the evolution of the models, now we have models, typically the ChatGPT 4.5, they are becoming really good, and they manage to work in an effective manner with more knowledge and more sophisticated system prompts. So in the future, maybe one GPT will be able to be kind of multitasking. But for the moment, I prefer to have specialized custom GPTs for each key parts of the content creation workflow, which means I have one custom GPT for the hook. By the way, I can show you that. Let me find where I can show you that. Not there. Let me close that. Okay. So somewhere here, I have a custom. Okay. For instance, for my YouTube video, I have a YouTube hook complex crafter. It's specialized in YouTube hook complex crafting, which means thumbnail, the text on the thumbnail, the title of the video, and the opener of the video. Okay. And for other content, which are not long form video, I have some other one. I will have a specific custom GPTs for hooks, like this one, Ultimate Hook. And then I will have a specific platform-specific GPTs for the for drafting content. For instance, for LinkedIn, I have this one. For Instagram is this one, for instance. I'm not too much in Instagram, but I have one ready for when I will go on Instagram. And I have for LinkedIn, I'm using some others. Yeah, can I find it somewhere? Oh, it's even after that. It's a bit of pain in the ass that in ChatGPT you cannot search your custom GPTs. You have to go through your list when you have a lot, like me. Okay, like this one. Okay, I can use either this one or either this one. Okay, according to the way I want to create content on LinkedIn. And for Twitter, the same. I have a one to do threads. I have one to do tweets, very effective tweets. Okay, so basically, I'm using one for hook, one for platform specific draft. I can do manual editing. When I do manual editing, I like, and this is very important. What I'm gonna tell you, the superiority of custom GPT is that you can use the interface, the ChatGPT user interface, and everything that comes with it, especially Canvas. So you can edit using Canvas. Let's go there. Okay. This is the chat session I used to create this video. Good. So let's edit in Canva. And here it's super powerful because now I can use this user experience inside ChatGPT to work in a more effective manner with the output of my AI AI assistant or whatever I'm doing with the AI. Okay, I can edit, so I cannot do it here because it's generating whatever, but here I can edit, I can change, I can select some stuff, say, yeah, modify this, change that, add this, add that. Super powerful. I can change the way it's written. I can adjust the reading level. I can do so many stuff. And this is really cool because in ChatGPT here, you can use several different features to make the work with your AI assistants way more effective. It's way more powerful than full AI automated systems where you cannot do this. Okay. And typically, if you are interested in using Canvas, I have a full workshop in my community about this. Master ChatGPT Canvas. I show you everything you can do with Canvas. It's super powerful. So I really advise you to use that. This being said, we use the teams of custom GPTs to create content. Beautiful. And then we use a team of custom GPTs for the backend conversion path. Okay. We create content, but then after we want to move them through a funnel. Okay. So we want to create lead magnets using custom GPTs, of course. Okay, in my community, if you want to create lead magnets with a team of custom GPTs, there is this module here. Okay, here we have what? 4 steps to create everything around the lead magnets, which is the link magnet per se, from ID to realization, like to execution of the lead magnet, and then also the landing page, the emails, the thank you page, the additional offer you have on the thank you page, and of course the email sequence to sell the next offer, etc. Everything done by GPTs. Okay. If I want for this step, for instance, delivering the lead magnet, boom, I go there and I have what? I have some GPT I can use at the end. I have a GPT. Where is that? I have several. There are lots of resources. It's changing. Okay, I have this one, super addictive lead magnet, and I can do everything with this one. Okay. Nice. So, as you can see, myth 2, AI content doesn't convert. It's both, okay, make better content with a team of GPT, the right inputs and the right frameworks done by the custom GPTs. And 2, don't just do content, work also on what happens next. But work on it with custom GPTs that knows what to do to have a good lead magnets, what to do to have a good offer, what to do to create the right email sequence, what to do to create the right VSL, if you want to put a VSL either on the landing page or either on the thank you page that promotes your lead magnet. Do this, and also, of course, sales copy and etc. Okay, myth 3. Using AI means you're cutting corners and being lazy. There is a little flow here, which is most people are using AI to actually avoid working and thinking. This is a big claim about AI. Yeah, you don't have to work any longer. AI will do it for you automatically. I think it's really a bad way of thinking about it. And that's why that's what support this belief, like using AI means you're cutting corners. Actually, most people think they will do less with AI, or people get overwhelmed with AI. And here it's a mindset issue at the end of the day. The laziness, it's not the use of AI per se, it's the expectation of AI to think for you. And if you think like this, if you think AI will think for you, that's where like everything will go wrong. So what to do instead? Like you need to shift your mindset here. First and foremost, you need to think a lot. You still need to think a lot when you work with AI, and you need to apply the fundamentals of business, marketing, copywriting, sales. So you need to know how to have access to either proven framework to do whatever you want to do inside your business. And that can be your own framework. That can be your own way of doing this that you know from experience. Or you can have access also to, you can execute these frameworks through custom GPTs, which are trained on this framework, of course. That's the core of my approach, by the way. And here, once you are sure that you apply the fundamentals with the right inputs, the right frameworks, then you want to use AI as a leverage to do more of them, test more of them, and think more to do better at the end of the day. Okay, and everything needs to be backed up by solid fundamentals. And you can work on the fundamentals on the custom GPTs as I showed you in the previous myth. And so the real secret sauce is to use custom GPTs built to execute proven frameworks and to do the stuff. Okay, there are the two sides here. Being sure that what you do is applying the right way of doing it, the right frameworks. And then after, when you're sure about it and you feed the AI with specific information, right inputs that you can use AI to generate, by the way, then you let the custom GPT to do the stuff. See it as calibration. Okay, calibration. Okay, we will use this framework. This is the input we need to execute this framework at a superior level. Fantastic. Now, sometimes giving the inputs can be a pain in the ass, quite a lot of effort. So use AI to generate the inputs and just check that, of course. And if you have custom GPTs done right, they can create the right inputs for any given framework. And then once you've that, like calibration is done, so now it's execution. So the custom GPT will do its process using the framework, using the right inputs, and then guess what? You just need to check that. Super easy. And and let's face it, it will stimulate your mind as well. Working with AI like this, it will stimulate your mind, and you will go you will do something way more valuable and way better than if you just have to bear the friction of the blank page and trying to do everything by yourself. But that's for the next myth. So GPTs here won't replace your brain. If you expect them to do this, you will get very poor result. What they will do, they will ensure that you're using the right framework, and they will remove the friction so you can do more and better. More thinking, more testing, more modeling of what works. And I would say this is true for content creation, but this is true for any business-related process, basically. That's the whole game of business. You need to think properly about what you need to focus on and how you need to execute that. And then you need to test and see if you get the results from the inputs you provided, the effort you put there. And if it's working, like, you do just more of that. If it's not working, you need to think and adjust and test again. Okay, that's it. It's as simple as that. So AI here and good custom GPTs can compress the learning cycle. And this is what we want. We want to think better, to do more, to test more, and to refine based on the result of the test. This is what I call the learning cycle. So if I have to give you examples to stimulate, just to give you that it's not absolutely not cutting corner, but just leveraging AI to think better, faster also, and do more and test more. I have specific GPTs just to help me shift my perspective and think in a different manner. These are GPTs most of the time that I equip with specific thinking frameworks. For instance, I have this one, Eigenwelt GPT, which use the Eigenwelt framework to help me consider a problem using different angles and go deeper, think deeper. I have also the Hydra, my fun buddy. I like this one. This is one of my favorite. This one has 8, actually 9. There is one which is Eden. This guy has 8 different personalities to think differently. And okay, I did it to have some fun. So there is a contrarian, for instance. There is a one which is a brutal mindset coach, and there is another one which is more a philosophical guy. And that just gives me different perspective on a given topic or a given problem. It's very powerful to stimulate your mind, because you can have an idea and then you can ask it to contradict you, for instance. Let's try that. Like, we could try this. Let's take that and let's use Hydra. This is my thesis. Crush it to give me another perspective. Very simple. And here, just doing this, it will just think about it and then give me, like here in this case, it will use the contrarian. That's interesting. It will use a blend of different personality in this case, but I could force it to use just the contrarian, for instance. But here it's giving me an alternative perspective. Using AI means you're not lazy, you're finally honest. Core lies, contrarian punch, mindset flip. If you're using AI to cut corners, you're not lazy, you're strategic. Okay, that's a bit different from what I'm saying. I'm telling you, but this is not what I think. So that's why what I share with you is what I live, what I have experienced, and what I'm using daily. So if you're not using AI to protect your sense of self-worth from actual feedback, that's not craft, that's fear drenched. Okay, no need to go. Okay, thought bomb here. In the age of AI, the true luxury is unfiltered thinking. Everything else is table stakes. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, I could use this to stimulate my mind and maybe refine my message, for instance. Whatever. Just to show you how you can use also AI to challenge your thoughts and add to your think further, or maybe find new solutions, but not in a ChatGPT bullshit way. Okay, if you ask some advice to ChatGPT, it will just spit out blog article level advice, basically saying, yeah, I should do this, that, and this, which is always surface level. And if you try to implement, actually, it's either a mess or very difficult to implement because it's so high level. So I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about really challenging your mind, your ideas in a realistic manner and guided by you. And this is what is crucial. You stay in control. You're the guy in control. There is always the human in the loop, what we call human in the loop. You are here steering the model, steering the AI assistant, and using it to stimulate yourself, not just spit out stuff that you have no clue about. Okay, myth number 4. If I rely on AI, I will use my edge and my skill or my skills. I have a friend who told me that, like a friend doing copywriting and ghostwriting. He told me that, yeah, if I use AI, I won't be a good copywriter, and I will my skill will get rusted. There is a misconception here, because real mastery, like in the context of content creation, real mastery isn't writing every word. It's knowing what deserves your full attention, and actually that's true in business as well. And so here you need a mindset shift. And once again, what I explained to you, it's not about using AI automation to do everything standalone and then you just put that on social media without supervision. No, if you just use fully automated AI-based system, that will just produce crap at scale. That's guaranteed. Even if you try to tweak, use better prompts, etc., like most likely you will just have crap at scale. If you want gems, if you want good quality content, you need to put your vibe, you need to put your insight, experience, stories, specifics, etc., and use then AI to process that. And what I just told you is actually good inputs, and you need AI tools, the right AI tools, custom GPTs to process that in a effective manner using the right frameworks to ensure that the meat of the content, what you provide, what's coming from you, is packaged properly. And the packaging is the right framework to format correctly, frame correctly the content. So, mindset shift here. If you use the right AI tool, it will freeze you from that grind, the grind of finding the words, etc., so that you can think further, faster, more, and better. And it will help you to apply the right frameworks, the right AI tools, especially if it's a custom GPT trained on the right frameworks, once again. And in return, you will get removing the friction, ensuring you're using the right frameworks. Now you have space to think deeper, observe more, refine faster. And of course, check that the quality is there, as long as thinking is involved in the process, okay? Side note here, AI automation is very effective when the workflow you're working on is taking data, formatting data in a format that is pretty much always the same, and pushing it on to the next tool or the next stuff. That's where automation shines. But as soon as you need some deep thinking and some sort of decision, let's say educated decision that should be made with the light of your experience and knowledge, using fully automated AI or AI automation, like full AI automation, most likely is a disaster. And I can tell you because I created actually a system to create content without being there, using AI assistants and make.com. I used make.com. I can show you that, by the way. This is, let me show you. Okay, so that's my AI system, fully automated. Okay, I put some title here. I have some parameters I can just I can give, and actually I can use a form here. Where is the form, by the way? Let me find the form for you. Basically, no, it doesn't matter. I have a form. I give just a topic ID, some bullet points of the ID I have for this topic subject, and then I select the right parameters, which are basically the persona here. You can see that that's among the fundamentals. The persona here, I have several persona. The content pillar it belongs to, I have several content pillars. Eventually a vertical, but it's not even necessary. And then after, I have this guy here. This guy is here. So this scenario here, so that's this scenario here. Okay, that's brutal. And this a mix of AI assistants with prompts and stuff like this, with variables, with several ways of crafting content. I can use several methods to craft content, and it will go according to what I select as the input parameters. It will go to the right branch and do the stuff. And I can, of course, if I check the Kanban view, if I check the Kanban view, I have the brainstorming, research, the drafting, so all the content creation step, revising, control revision, publishing, and of course control repurposing. It's like I can repurpose as well. And according to what I select, if I open a piece of content, so this one is published, I have the final version here, of course, but before that, I have several fields, and you can see there are several fields. If I need to edit the hook, I can just craft something here. It will detect that I want to change the hook. It will change the hook with a hook specialized AI assistant. Same if I want to edit the version. Here I can here submit instruction to edit the content, the draft content. I can use several types of edit. I can use a sample method. I can use an advanced method. We're using different set of AIs. Like this stuff is really it's comprehensive. If I want to craft content according to what kind of platform I select, because I can create content for all the platforms using this. In every branch, I have the specific AI assistants for the specific platform, if it's Twitter or whatever. It will do it. And I can use several methods to craft content. I can use templates. I can choose templates. I can use templates if I find templates outside, or I can use predetermined templates if I select the right platform, of course. Whatever, it's published already, so I cannot do this, but whatever. So it's very sophisticated, okay? But first and foremost, it's not that easy to use because, let's face it, you have many options, so you need to know the options to get the results you want. And in addition to that, if I do this and move the cards from one place to the other, it will do the stuff, and at the end I will have the content. And if I'm not happy with the content, of course I can edit it. But since I haven't controlled the execution, the result I'm not satisfied with I've how to say it, it's more difficult to refine the result I have at the end of this automation compared to another scenario when I'm doing it with my AI assistant inside ChatGPT and using the features inside GPT. Okay, if I create content inside ChatGPT, I can first and foremost, I can call whatever assistant I need at any time. Like if I want to create a LinkedIn post with this, or if I want to work on the hooks on this, so if I want to create a hooks is this, I would just do this. So call my ChatGPT hooks, say, use your knowledge and craft 5 hooks variation. Very different one for a future LinkedIn post sharing the previous content, let's say the previous ID. Okay, so here I'm just saying, okay, use your expertise, and he's searching his knowledge. Use your expertise in hooks. Check the previous content like that Hydra gave me with the contrarian view, and then craft hooks for that. And it will do it. You have to wait a bit. But here the beauty of that is I have control. I can see the steps it's going through. I can see if it has misunderstood something, or I can interact directly in a very convenient manner with it to correct what it creates. And that's super powerful. By the way, it's a bit long here. I don't know why. Okay, here it goes. So paradigm shift plus curiosity hook for LinkedIn post. Okay, most people think using AI is a shortcut. What if actually the hardest way to face your own mind? Okay, there is an open loop that flips conventional assumption. Then I have a bunch of other one: authority, challenge plus tactical insight. Real problem is that people using AI to do less. It's people refusing to use it to think more. Okay, etc. Okay, I have a bunch of and then if I want to, let's say, okay, craft a LinkedIn post now, I will use the LinkedIn this one, mastery. Okay, craft a LinkedIn post using your wisdom, knowledge, and hook number 4. Okay, search is knowledge. And you can see, actually, it's a bit like the fully automated system. I'm just coding AI assistants to process the different outputs of my previous work, of the previous AI assistants or previous chat session. And just here, I can see the reasoning. I can see if there are some flows of the reasoning. I can adjust what it's doing. Okay, so here I have my LinkedIn post. Most people assume using AI means you're cutting corners, but in reality, it removes the excuses. When I started using custom GPTs in my workflow, I thought I would just save me time, but instead expose every flaw in my thinking. That's nice. Here's what I did instead. Bam, 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 bam. That's a good one. I will post that. And look, that's why it's so powerful. I could say, let's edit it in Canvas. Okay, and then it's opening Canvas. So here I'm leveraging the feature of ChatGPT so that I can just correct it manually or use AI to correct it. So here it's just rewriting the same post. And actually, I don't really want to change anything here. I think, yeah, I love it. But let's suppose I want to change it for whatever. I could say, I don't know, when I start using, I don't know what to change because I like it actually. Okay. It's 2 AI Sunday. So make a transition which is more original and concise. And that's okay. If I want to change style, no problem, I go there. And I can decrease the reading level here to make it even simpler. Okay, let's make it middle school. And then it will rewrite it in a simpler manner, which might be, oh, actually it's doing it for only this, but okay, let's select everything. I can adjust the length, or I can add a final polish. Not exactly sure what it will do, so I won't do it. But yeah, like that's easy. And I have full control, real-time control. Of course, you need to be in front of your computer. It's less automated, but the result is way better. You have way more control. And you can see it took me, like I did it live, which is a digression based on from the original topic of the video, but whatever, I do what I want, it's my video. And you can see I did it in like 5 minutes, not even 5 minutes. So yeah, that's okay. You put it, you program a time block, and then you can do your post for the month. It will take like a couple of hours. Okay, so let's go back to the main topic of the video, because I know this is what you want, right? Let's go. Where are the, yeah. So mindset shift, right AI tools, right frameworks, right inputs, and you will crush it. Okay, in my case, building custom GPTs on specific framework has helped me to think, like first and foremost, to learn in a better manner. If I take the example, like to craft a GPT on a specific framework, I need to learn the framework, then I will practice it building GPTs and working with GPTs. And guess what? I will know it, the framework inside and out. And actually, I'm not losing my age or my skills. No, by building stuff, building custom GPTs, implementing frameworks, or by using custom GPTs that knows the frameworks and do the frameworks for me, I learn the frameworks. I master it. I become better, and I can think faster. I can think further. And so I'm learning more stuff. And remember what I told you before, like using custom GPTs to do content, but also anything related to your business, basically help you to speed up the loop, the test loop, and the learning loops. And so you learn faster. And so you improve your skills, as a matter of fact. Okay, so you should see GPTs, custom GPTs, as thinking and testing partners, in addition to, of course, execution. You don't want ChatGPT that explains to you what you do. You want the GPT to do it at some point. But GPTs can be used also to help you think in different manner, or challenge your thinking and refine your ideas, or go one step further in what you think, what your ideas, and improve what you're thinking, what you're doing, and then make them execute once everything is set up. Like, yeah, that's it. Ideas are good, the flow is good, the hook is good. Okay, now let's execute now. Okay. Myth number 5: AI is too complex to integrate into my workflow. So of course there are traps here. AI, you have all this AI hype, and they show you fancy stuff, but let's face it, it looks complex and it's overwhelming. Let's face it. And so that makes you think that, oh, I need some tech skills. Or sometimes they sell you, like especially AI influencer and AI hyped stuff, they sell you, okay, you click there and you get the result. And then like Lovable or this kind of AI tools to help you develop apps and so on. They say, yeah, you just prompt it and you have your app. Oh, no, 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 no. It's the large language model that is fueling everything. So it's not that easy. Like you get a result, it's not what you want, and then you need to back and forth prompt and make some research and make some codes to adjust. Like it's not straightforward. It's a bit techy. But this complex AI tools or this complex AI automation that promise big results while you sleep and are not delivering that for sure. These are one of the traps that may make you feel that it's too complex for you to integrate in your workflow. So that's on one side, one of the traps. The other trap is general LLM that are too general and averaging information because they've been trained on a ton of data. And at the end of the day, if you don't prompt them very effectively, they will just spit out this I like to call that blog article level information. I'm a bit exaggerating, but basically if you work with general LLM, if you're not prompting them right, you will get crap. And if you want to get very specific stuff, you need to give them knowledge, you need to give them context with the prompts as well. You need to know how to prompt. And so that can feel like, first and foremost, quite techy, not straightforward, and it's boring. It's boring to have to discuss with ChatGPT for 1 hour to maybe have something you're satisfied with. But I have a good news for you. I have several good news for you. First, you don't need to learn prompt engineering. Like, really? Like you've seen when I showed you how I crafted the LinkedIn post. See of the prompt. These are not prompts. This is just me thinking and saying stuff to AI. That's it. No structure, nothing. And I can do that because I'm using AI assistants with the right knowledge, knows the process, and are good. I can do this. And in most of my work, for any business related topic using custom GPTs, my prompt is do this, go that, go there. No, not go there, but do this, change this, improve that. And I may have to work a bit on the inputs, but I use custom GPTs to do this. And how will I do this? I will ask one given AI system, what do you need? What kind of inputs do you need? Like typically, can I show you that quickly without being boring? Not that sure. Yes, let's try. Okay, let's try whatever. Which one we will try? Okay, let's try this. Let's imagine I want to do a lead magnet. Okay, what input do you need? Here it will request for inputs. What inputs do you need? And remember, if you provide good inputs to a custom GPT or even ChatGPT, by the way, any large language model, the better the inputs, the better the outputs. Oh, it needs target audience, core offers, optional target pain point, production constraints. Okay, so here obviously I should put it myself because these are my constraints. AI won't know. But let's suppose I'm lazy. I would just do this and go there in remember that's my AI growth engine. It knows everything about my business. And I would say, I need you to fill these inputs with the right information from my business. Okay, and here inputs equal misspelling, I don't care. I write with my feet, I don't care. So required inputs. And that's it. And then I just execute. Okay, and I could do it with my AI assistant as well. My CCGG custom GPT. And then it will fill the input, my target audience, knowledge entrepreneurs, that's the one, and etc. And it gives details, okay? So good quality inputs. My offer, okay? My offer, I have one paid community. Optional but recommended, target pain point, spending hours on content that doesn't convert. Ring the bell. And production constraint, easy to consume. So I want something digital. And that's it. And I have my inputs. And then I can just put it back to super addictive lead magnets and start creating the lead magnet. Okay, I won't do it here because it's beyond the scope of this video. But just showing you when you have Okay, your business, what is your business? Your business are most likely, these are standard operating procedure and people to do them. Processes, workflows, and people to do them. Of course, there are tools involved. So you can think about working with AI the same way. You have AI assistants that are programmed to do specific workflows, use specific frameworks to ensure that they give you good output. And then everything is just about, I need to do this. Who are the teammates I need? AI teammates I need. What kind of inputs they request? Okay, so now I have my AI growth engine that knows everything about my business. I will use that, sit as a chatbot, if you like. I will use this to create the right inputs so that I can feed it to the right AI assistant that will do the first part of the workflow. Then I have outputs from this AI assistants. I can custom GPTs. I can put this output to the next AI and so on. And I can do workflows like this. And if it's complex workflows that request syncing, skills, I will do it not manually. I will leverage AI assistant, but I will be there to supervise them. If these are really simple workflow, which are just format something, put it in this tool, then put it in this other tool, then prepare some stuff, like very basic stuff, so that then I can review it. Typically, crafting emails for customers based on whatever triggered the workflow in the CRM. Yes, I can use automation here because this is a very simple workflow, very simple. It's just moving data, okay? And there is just one step where I need to craft a good email. But if I program the workflow to give the right inputs, I can use an AI assistant at the end of the process just to craft the right emails based on the different data I collected in the CRM and whatever triggered the CRM to create the right inputs for the custom GPT's crafting email, okay? I don't want to overwhelm you with this, but just to show you that you can use AI automation for sure for simple workflow that just move data from one tool to the other with minor change or minor processing. Okay, if you're crafting content, it's required your sensibility, your mind as well to ensure the framing is right for you, etc. And so it's better if you are involved. You need human in the loop. Okay, so you don't need to learn prompt engineering. You don't need to waste hours figuring out API. You don't need complex automation. Okay, you don't need to struggle with Lovable or whatever AI assisted coding platform. You don't need it. You don't need to waste time on NetAin, etc. You don't need that. It's nice to know how to do this, but you don't need that. If you just use the right custom GPTs for the task you want, you're good to go. You will get good results. And you will learn along the way. And guess what? I have cheat codes for you. Either you want to build the one you need, and it's totally fine, and you can do it without any technical skills. If you use my GPT Express Mastery framework, by the way, there's a YouTube video that explains you the framework, or if you go in my community, it's there. In my school community here, you have the GPT Express Mastery frameworks. So these are the steps to create outstanding custom GPTs. It's a very short video explaining you that. And guess what? In the method, there are 5 steps. And for each steps, there is a GPT to help you do this. Okay, in my Fractal Toolbox, there are the GPTs to turn knowledge into a GPT process, to craft Superior's knowledge base, to craft the system prompt, to refine your GPT based on the real test you make within. Okay, you have a GPT version 1. Okay, you can improve it by using it. You can see what improvement you can do, and you can use a tactical prompt library. Okay, it's beyond the scope of this video, but just to show you, you can build your GPT using other GPTs and my framework, and you don't need any skills here. You just need to be able to read, should be able to do that, and copy paste should be fine. So very easy. But guess what? You don't even have to craft your own GPTs. If you're in my community, you need GPT for whatever task related to sales, marketing, content creation, etc. in business in more general sense. You can just ask it in the GPT lab. Okay, we have the GPT lab here. In the GPT lab, you can request. Here you can request, and we are building GPTs for our community based on what the community is asking. And definitely you go there and you can say, see, we have weekly, almost weekly, we submit GPTs, people submit GPTs, and then the community is voting for it. And that's it. Okay, here they voted for different GPTs, and then we got 2 winners, so I have to build them now. And I or somebody in the community would build them. So you don't even have to build the GPTs. You can just use proven ones. And be careful. Most GPTs out there are not very good. But In CCGG, I ensure, because what I'm building, I'm using, and the community is using. So we ensure that we have very useful GPTs. So you can get good quality GPTs inside the community. You can request the one you need. Okay, so that was the final myth. So if creating content that reflects your voice, attracts buyers, and drives revenue is something you want, with AI that thinks like you and do the right frameworks, processing the right inputs to ensure the quality of your content, you can get pre-trained GPT, you can get strategic frameworks, you can get also private GPT lab access, so that you can request the GPT you want if they're not available, and everything is inside CCGG. And by the way, you can try CCGG for free at hereschool.com/CCGG. So I see you there or in the next video. If you like this video, subscribe it. I know it's pretty, it was a long video, but it's very authentic, and I shared you everything about this topic around this 5 myth. Hope you enjoyed that. See you next.